Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 174 of Sonic Boom TV. This is a all-killer, no-filler thrift store finds episode. I haven't been going thrifting for a couple weeks due to lack of funds. I think I went maybe 2 weeks ago, and I found one CD, and then I went today because today was payday, and I went and I found about 8 CDs. I went to this red, white, and blue store today, and when I got there, there was a bunch of records, and there was a guy standing there, and he was looking slow. You know, he wasn't flipping through. He was picking everything up, opening it up, looking at it like, you know, he was interested in everything, but he really wasn't. And I made a point to say something to him, just, you know, to get his attention that I was there. And he said, I said, man, they finally got some records or something in here. And he goes, yeah, all these first ones are weird stuff. And I said, oh, that's probably what I'm looking for. And he looked at me, he goes, really? And I was like, I had no idea what was in the thing. And I said, probably so. and so he says, well, let me get out your way. And he walked off. So when I start looking, everything that was in the front of this thing was like DJ. They came from a DJ, definitely, but they were like dance music, you know, 12-inch singles. They had one thing. It was Sinead O'Connor, which I was kind of interested, but I couldn't tell what songs it was on it, or if it was just one song remixed, or I don't know. But I left it go. He pulled out 3 or 4 things out of there. I don't know what he got because I couldn't see them. But anyway, in the stack of things, I never found anything in the front. And then the next section of this bin was about, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60. What do they call them? Not Blu-ray, not DVD. Laserdisc. And they were in these plastic boxes. I didn't open any of them up, but they had some cool movies in there. And, you know, if I would have had a laser display, I would have bought. I should have bought a couple of them just to have them, because they had like Watership Down, Dragon Slayer, a couple other fantasy kind of movies from the 80s, maybe a couple from the 90s. But yeah, all kind of old stuff. And I mean, if I had a laserdisc player, those movies were $3.99. I could have loaded up on a bunch of stuff there, but I just left them because I know somebody has them, because I've seen Laserdisc at that store before, and they always go. So somebody is either selling them or has a Laserdisc player and they're collecting them. But anyway, let's get back to what I bought. So a couple weeks ago, I went to the Bridge House thrift store, and the only thing I could find in the whole store, I was looking for you know, CDs and music, and CDs, records, or DVDs. And I found a couple movies, but the only CD I found was All, Breaking Things. Now, All is a band I've kind of slept on for many years. The only other album I have by them, I'll show it while I'm here, is the Pummel album, which is a fantastic pop punk album. One of the early punk albums that I got into, because I didn't really get into punk rock music until the 90s. And pop punk was part of it, and regular, you know, whatever kind of punk was the other part. So I had this, and it was great. And then the only other thing I've ever had by them is this single for a song called Dot. And it has A Boy Named Sue and Can't Say on it as well. I got it for $1.99 bargain, because it was also $5.99 super price. So if that was a super price and that was the bargain, I think I won on that one. But this one, I paid $1 for. It's brand new looking. I mean, I cracked the case a little while ago. I don't know if you can see it. But really cool. These people used to be the Descendants, and then their singer left to go to college, and they became All. And I don't know if they ever got back together with the Descendants or not, but I really need to get more by this band. They have a lot of albums. They probably have, those are 2 of the later albums too. They probably have maybe 8 or 10. And those are like number 6, 5, and 6 or something like that. So, you know, whatever. Then I was flipping through the CDs at Red, White, and Blue today, and I found the John Frusciante EP. It's these were $1.99. It's 3 songs. I think this came from one of his albums. I couldn't really tell off of what was on Discogs. It says from the forthcoming Warner Brothers album to record only water for 10 days. So it's just like a sampler almost, but it's called the EP. So I don't know, but it's like a $10 mid-range CD, so I can't go wrong with that. But speaking of John Frusciante, he's a Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I found 2 Red Hot Chili Peppers albums, and 2 of the ones that are missing from my collection for some reason. 2 of the ones I like, and 2 of the ones I wanted to replace, and that would be the self-titled Red Hot Chili Peppers and Freaky Styley. I got both of these back covers. Both of these I had them in my collection. They're not there anymore. I'm looking straight at my Red Hot Chili Peppers section. They're not there. Don't know what happened to them. I think they got stolen. So that, along with the Uplift Mofo Party Plan. So that's the only one I need of the era that I really like of Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like from the beginning up through Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and then whatever that next one was, One Hot Minute, I think it was. That one was kind of okay, and then the rest of them very hit or miss. I'm not a huge fan of the modern version of that band. I don't know why bands change so much, but they did, and I didn't go for it. So I mean, I still have almost all their albums. The newer ones I don't, but whatever. But those are awesome. Those 2 albums are really awesome, and so is the Uplift Mofo Party Plan, which I looked through that thing like 4 times because when I saw those 2, I was like, they gotta have the other one in here, and I kept looking through those CDs, and maybe they did. Somebody might have grabbed it already, but they didn't have it for me. So, and then the next one is one of a band that I had a lot of their stuff, but not a lot of stuff on CD. I have a bunch of records in various conditions. I have a lot of the modern pressings of stuff. You know, everybody's got their opinion on what's the best thing to buy. I don't care. I just want copies of the songs in any form I can get them, and that would be the Beatles' Revolver. This is I don't know if the track listing is different on different ones, because I know the Beatles have not problems, but you know they do that on a lot of stuff. So that's what's on this one. I don't know what version of it is, don't care. I just know I have a physical copy of Revolver now. It's really good condition. Everything here was almost brand new. You know, there's a couple of little nicks, not nicks, but little marks on the CDs, but I don't think they're going to skip or anything like that. The next one is one that I talked about in one of my 90s Lost Classics episodes. Something I already have, but I didn't have this version. So, Better Than Ezra Deluxe, with the different CD. The CD that everybody has. I never had this before. I have the original version of the first pressing CD with the black and red fleur-de-lis cover. So, the little button in there is broke, so it'll fall out. But anyway, this is a BMG version. Oop, there goes the cover. But everything about it is pretty much the same as far as the cover and the artwork and everything, except for that CD looks different. And then on the back they have instead of a barcode, they just have the BMG little tag. But everything else looks the same. But I just wanted it. That one's not worth anything. Then another one, which I thought I might have had, but I grabbed this anyway because I couldn't get my phone to open up my Discogs, and I was right to buy it. I already have it on vinyl, a modern pressing. But AC/DC, Back in Black. Pretty good. I don't have a lot of AC/DC on CD. I maybe have 3 or 4 albums. I don't have a lot of AC/DC at all, really. I just have some of the more popular stuff. There's ones I want to get, but it's one of those bands that I always put them off because I know they're always going to be there, for the most part. But who knows? Anyway, the last 2 I got here, this one is just Flyleaf. I don't know much about this band. I have a friend that used to be into them a lot, and this is actually 2 CDs. One of them, I believe, is an acoustic version. It's that, and then that, and the first one. Let's see what it says. Disc 1 is 16 songs, and disc 2 is 8 songs. It says acoustic performances. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. I don't know I guess this is maybe I don't know if this is their first album or not. I don't know anything about them really. I think they're like an alternative, kind of heavy alternative maybe. I don't know. But Flyleaf, that ought to be cool. I'll check it out. It's my friend lied to me about them being good, then I'll be stuck with a CD that I don't want. And the last one I got is an album that I've wanted for 30 years probably. When it came out, 88. So 88, 98, 08, 18. That's 35 years old. I've probably wanted it for about maybe 33, 32, something like that. A band that I used to love, and I saw them live once, and it was amazing. This is a band that goes back to a whole different time in my life, man. It was just a different time back then. But this band was funny. They were outrageous. They sometimes controversial. And I've never heard this album. I always wanted it. My friend had it. He would never let me borrow it. He used to borrow my CDs for months at a time, and I had to beg him to get them back most of the time. But he would never let me borrow his CD of this. He would never make me a tape of it. I don't know why he had to be that jerk guy, but he did, and that's probably why I don't know him anymore. But anyway, Scott, wherever you are, I got it now. Gwar! Hello! The first Gwar album. I have quite a few Gwar albums on CD. I have Scumdogs of the Universe on vinyl, which I don't really like because they changed the track order from the CD that I was used to for 30 years or so. But this album is the one that I've never heard anything from, never had a copy of it, never saw a copy of it before, and can't wait to listen to it. The front cover kind of becomes a little gatefold thing, whatever you want to call that. Not really. It looks like different pictures now that I'm looking at it through the screen. There's some Order the merchandise from Metal Blade Records. Doesn't even say, it says Death Records, Metal Blade Records. You can't even order any Gwar stuff. That stinks. I used to have a Gwar shirt. It was cool. It said in the back, pray they don't come to your town, and it was a monster eating a kid or something like that. CD. So it'd be cool. There's songs are Time for Death, AEIOU, Americanized, I'm in Love with a Dead Dog, Slutman City, World of Filth, War Toy, Captain Crunch, Pure as the Arctic Snow, Je m'appelle Jacques Cousteau, maybe Jacques Cousteau, Gwar Theme, I never knew they had a Gwar theme, Bone Meal, Ollie North, Techno Song, You Ain't Shit, and Rock and Roll Party Town. Boom. Gwar. So I have a bunch of Gwar stuff though, really, probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 CDs, and like I said, I've got one on vinyl, and I have whatever else they had probably come out, except for that newest one, I think. I have those at least digitally. So they're a fun band. They were a lot better in the early days, I think. But the joke kind of wore thin, I guess. I don't know, but really cool. So that was a good haul today. I mean, it was all things that are not like obscure for me anyway, you know, because a lot of times I'll pick up things that I don't know what they are. I know what all these are, except for Flyleaf, I don't really know too much about. But all the rest of the bands I know, and some of the stuff I'm really going to enjoy. So glad to have it in the collection. Got to digitize some of this stuff. That was weird, wasn't it? Tried to be weird there for a second. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Talk to you guys later.